Hello dear learners, Vanakkam. I am Dr. P. Paramadayalan. In the previous lecture, we discussed the complex sentences using concessive, casual and conditional forms. In the lecture, we will explore the complex sentences using complementizers, postpositional markers and relative clause. Let us see all the forms in detail. Initially, we will discuss how the complex sentences are formed using the complementizers. In modern Tamil, complementizers are linguistic tool. Often it is called as particles, especially quotative particles. It is used to turn a sentence into a complement of another verb. They essentially act as a glue that connects a subordinate clause to a main verb like say, think, know or believe. In Tamil, the complementizer acts as a linguistic glue that allows you to embed one sentence inside another. Unlike English, which often use the word that, for example, I think that it will rain. Tamil primarily uses a verbal participle form of the verb en, which means to say. The most common complementizer in Tamil is என்று, which is used in formal and written style. The complementizer innu is used in spoken variety. Now, let us see some examples using the complementizer, otherwise called as quotative particle, in Tamil complex sentence. Primarily, the quotative particle innu is used to construct the direct and indirect speech. Before we will discuss the examples, we will have a look on the direct and indirect speech. Even now, many people, including educators, struggle to clearly understand and explain the fine distinction of direct and indirect speech. To address this common challenge, let us establish a clear and definitive framework for how these grammatical structures function. Imagine a court scene where a witness is being examined. The following dialogue captures the intense exchange between the prosecutor and the witness as the fact of the case are brought to the light. Case 1. The prosecutor insisted the witness, tell me exactly what he had told you. Repeat his words. The witness pinpointed, he said, I am in my house now. Case 2. The prosecutor asked to the witness, tell me what he told you. The witness answered, he said he was in his house then. In case 1, the witness is repeating the actual words of the speaker and this kind of reporting is called direct speech. In case 2, the witness is reporting what the speaker has said and it is known as indirect speech. From the above example, we may say that there are two ways to convey a message of a person or the words spoken by a person to other person. In indirect speech, we convey the message of the speaker in his own actual words without any change to another person. In indirect speech, we convey the message of the speaker in our own words to another person. For example, they said we are going to cinema. It is the direct speech. They said they were going to cinema. It is the indirect speech. First, let us examine several examples of direct speech in Tamil. Once we have firm grasp of this, we will move on to discussing the rules and applications of indirect speech. நான் சாப்பிடுறேன்னு மணி சொன்னான். மணி said, I am eating. படம் ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்குதுன்னு மீனா சொன்னான். மீனா said, the movie is very good. சாப்பாடு எங்கேன்னு அப்பா கேட்டாரு. Dad asked, where is the food? நீ எப்போது வருவேன்னு அம்மா கேட்டாங்க. Mom asked, when will you come? Now, let us see the negative form of direct speech for the above examples. நான் சாப்பிடலன்னு மணி சொன்னான். மணி said, I am not eating. படம் நல்லா இல்லைன்னு மீனா சொன்னான். மீனா said, the movie is not good. சாப்பாடு ஏன் இல்லைன்னு அப்பா கேட்டாரு. Dad asked, why is the food not here? நீ வரமாட்டியான்னு அம்மா கேட்டாங்க. Mom asked, won't you come? Let us see how the direct speech is transformed into indirect speech. Like English, converting direct speech to indirect speech in Tamil requires adjusting pronouns and adverbs to fit the reporter's perspective. However, a major distinction is that the tense usually remains unchanged in Tamil. Instead of shifting the tense, we modified the verb form. Let us see the rules to be followed while changing direct into indirect speech in Tamil. Let us see the pronoun changes. The first person pronouns in the quote must change to match the speaker from the perspective of the reporter. Nan becomes தான், ஆர், அவன், ஆர், அவ. எனக்கு becomes தனக்கு. நாம, நாங்க becomes தாம், அவங்க. Let us see the verb ending changes. In Tamil, the finite verb usually changes into a participial noun and add the suffix a. சாப்பிடுறேன் is changed into சாப்பிடுவதா, which means as eating. வருவேன் changed into வருவதா, as coming. Now let us see the time and place markers changes. இங்க is changed into அங்க. இன்னைக்கு is changed into அன்னைக்கு. இப்போது is changed into அப்போது. நாளை is changed into மறுநாளு. Now let us see an example for all types of sentences. First one is statement or declarative form. நான் நாளே வருவேன்னு ரவி சொன்னான். ரவி said, I will come tomorrow. ரவி மறுநாள் வருவதா கூறினான். ரவி said that he would come the next day. Let us see some examples for imperative or command or request form. We have to follow certain rule. We will see the rule. Change the command verb into infinitive and add படி or மாறு. உள்ளே வான்னு ஆசிரியர் சொன்னார். Teacher said, come inside. ஆசிரியர் உள்ளே வரும்படி சொன்னார். Teacher told him to come inside. Let us see an example for interrogative forms. Here also we have to follow certain rules. Use the question word as it is and add innu கேட்டார். If it is a yes or no type question, add a or o. உன் பேரு என்ன இன்னு கலா கேட்டா. கலா asked, what is your name? கலா என்னோட பேரு என்னன்னு கேட்டா. கலா asked what my name was. நீ வரையான்னு ரவி கேட்டான். ரவி asked, are you coming? ரவி நான் வருவேனான்னு கேட்டான். ரவி asked whether I was coming. Let us see some examples for exclamatory type of sentences. The rule is use words like வியப்புடன், which means wonder, or வருத்தத்துடன், which means sadness, and change the exclamation into a statement. ஆகா எவ்வளவு அழகான மலர் என்றா மீனா. மீனா said, ha, what a beautiful flower. மீனா அந்த மலரு ரொம்ப அழகா இருப்பதா வியப்புடன் கூறினான். மீனா said with wonder that the flower was very beautiful. Now let us have a look on postposition. There are so many postposition in Tamil. In respect of complex sentence, only a few temporal postpositional are used, which shows the time relationship. These postpositions establish the sequence of events between the main class and the subordinate class. They are முன்னாடி or முன்னால, which means before. அப்புறம் or பின்னால, which means after. போது, which means when or while. வரே or வரைக்கும், which means until or as far as. உடனே means immediately or as soon as. Let us examine several examples for all the postposition as they function within a sentence. Now let us see some examples for முன்னாடி or முன்னால, which means before. நான் வருவதற்கு முன்னாடி சாப்பிடு. Eat before I come. சாப்பிடுவதற்கு முன்னால கைகளை கழுவு. Wash hands before eating. மழை வருவதற்கு முன்னாடி வீட்டுக்கு போ. Go home before it rains. Now let us see some examples for அப்புறம் or பின்னால, means after. சாப்பிட்ட அப்புறம் மருந்து சாப்பிடு. Take medicine after eating. வேலை முடிந்த பின்னாலே பேசுவோம். Let us talk after the work is finished. அவன் போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் நான் வந்தேன். I came after he left. Now let us see some examples for போது, which means when or while. This postposition indicates simultaneous action. நான் படிக்கும்போது பேசாதே. Don't talk while I am studying. அவன் வந்தபோது நான் தூங்கினேன். I was sleeping when he came. சாலையை கடக்கும்போது கவனி. Watch out while crossing the road. Now let us see some examples for வரை or வரைக்கும், which means until or as far as. These postpositions indicate the future time limit or space. நான் வரும் வரை காத்திரு. Wait until I come. நாளை வரை அவகாசம் கொடு. Give time until tomorrow. கடைசி வரைக்கும் முயற்சி செய். Try until the end. Now let us see some examples for உடனே, which means immediately or as soon as. This postposition is used to show immediate succession. பார்த்த உடனே அடையாளம் கண்டேன். I recognized him as soon as I saw. கேட்ட உடனே பதில் சொல்லு. Answer as soon as you hear. மழை நின்ற உடனே விளையாடலாம். We can play as soon as the rain stops. So far we have examined how postpositions are utilized to build complex sentence structures. I hope you gained a comprehensive understanding of how to construct complex Tamil sentences using these postpositions. Now we explore the function of relative clause in building complex sentences. Relative clauses are essential tool for constructing complex sentences, allowing writers to embed additional information directly into a main clause. In Tamil, complex sentences are constructed using relative clauses that function differently than in English. Instead of using relative pronouns like who or which, Tamil employs adjectival participles. By dropping the final marker of a finite verb and attaching an adjectival suffix, the verb is converted into a descriptor that qualifies the succeeding noun. This allows multiple ideas to be woven into a single, cohesive complex sentence by placing the action directly in front of the subject or object. It modifies. The structure of the adjectival participles is follows: verb stem plus tense marker plus adjectival suffix a, padu plus ir plus a becomes padura, the one who sings. This is present form of relative clause. Padu plus t plus a, padiya, the one who sang. This is past form of relative clause. Padu plus becomes padum, the one who will sing. This is future form of relative clause. While the standard structure is strictly maintained in both the present and the past forms of relative clauses, the future form exhibits a unique exception. In this instant, the future tense marker typically associated with non-human subjects is attached directly to the verb stem, even when the underlying subject is human. This creates a specialized morphological pattern that deviates from the expected human or non-human distincts seen in other tenses. Now let us see some examples for the subject relative class. This type describes the doer of the action. The noun following the adjective verb is the one performing the act. ஓடுற சிறுமி இங்கே பார்க்குறா. The girl who is running is looking here. Here the girl is subject performing the action of running. சென்னைக்கு வரும் பேருந்து தாமதமாக வரலாம். The bus that comes to Chennai might come late. Here the bus is the subject performing the action of coming. உடைஞ்ச நாற்காலி மாணவங்களுடைய பயன்பாட்டுக்கு வந்தது. The chair that broke has come to usage of students. Here, even though the chair is an object in the sentence, it is the subject of the verb to break. Now, let us see some examples for the object relative class. Here, the noun following the adjective verb is the receiver of the action. The subject of the class is usually placed as the beginning. அப்பா வாங்கிய காரு நல்லா இருக்குது. The car that my father bought is good. Here the car is object because father bought it. நீ வரைந்த படத்துக்கு நல்ல பின்னூட்டம் கிடைச்சது. The picture which you drew received good feedback. Here the picture is the object because you drew it. ஆசிரியர் நடத்திய பாடம் மாணவங்களுக்கு புரிஞ்சது. The students understood the lesson that the teacher taught. Here the lesson is the object. Now let us see some examples for the locational or temporal relative class. Tamil does not require specific words for where or when in this construction in order to denote the location or time. The context is provided entirely by the noun that follows the adjective verb. First, let us see the examples for locational relative class. நாங்கள் பால் வாங்கும் கடை கூட்டம் அதிகமாக இருக்குது. The shop where we buy milk is really crowded. நான் பிறந்த நகரத்துக்கு திரும்பி போகிறேன். I am going back to the city where I was born. என் மக படிக்கும் பள்ளிக்கு நான் போகிறேன். I am going to the school where my daughters study. Now we will see the examples for temporal relative class. அவங்க புறப்பட்ட நாள் எனக்கு ஞாபகம் இருக்குது. I remember the day when they departed. மழை நிற்கும் தருணத்தில் அவ வந்தா. She came the moment when the rain stopped. நான் வேலை பார்த்த நேரத்தில் அவன் வேலை பார்க்கல. He was not working while I was working. Now we will see the examples for the casual relative class. In English we use the reason why or the reason for. In Tamil we link the action directly to the noun karanam, which means reason, using the adjective suffix. அவன் அழுகுற காரணம் என் அம்மாவுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். My mother probably knows the reason why he is crying. அவன் தோத்த காரணம் யாருக்குமே தெரியல. No one knows why he was defeated. நீங்கள் தமிழ் படிக்கிற காரணம் உங்களுக்கு தான் தெரியும். Only you know the reason why you are studying Tamil. Now we will see the examples for the manner relative class. Tamil uses adjective verbs to describe the way or manner in which an action is performed by preceding nouns like vidam means way or manner or mure means method. அவ பேசுகிற விதம் அழகாக இருக்குது. The way she speaks is beautiful. அவன் கணக்கே தீர்த்த முறை புத்திசாலித்தனம். The method he used to solve the sum was brilliant. அவர் நடக்கும் விதம் யாருக்குமே பிடிக்கல. Nobody likes the way he walks. Now we will see the examples for the instrument or means relative class. This describes the tool or instrument used to complete an action. The noun following the adjective verb is the instrument itself. அவன் பழத்தை வெட்டிய கத்தி போன வாரம் வாங்கியது. The knife that he used to cut the fruit was bought last week. நான் எழுதிய பேனா என் மக தொலைத்து விட்டா. My daughter lost the pen that I used for writing. கதவை திறந்த சாவி அந்த கொல்லன் செய்தது. The key that opened the door was made by that blacksmith. Now we will see the examples for the as soon as which function immediate succession. The relative clause is frequently used with the noun உடனே, which means immediate or together. அவ செய்தியை கேட்ட உடனே அழுதா. As soon as she heard the news, she cried. மழை நின்ன உடனே நாங்கள் புறப்படுவோம். As soon as the rain stops, we will leave. அவன் வீட்டுக்கு வந்த உடனே சாப்பிடுறான். He eats as soon as he gets home. Now we will see the examples for the abstract noun complements. Relative clauses can describe abstract concept like news, rumor, thought, fact. These functions similar to the English, the news that he won. அவ வென்ற உண்மை அனைவரையும் வியப்புல ஆத்தியது. The fact that she won amazed everyone. நான் தோற்றுவிடுவேன் என்ற எண்ணம் என்னை பயப்படுத்தியது. The thought that I might lose frightened me. அவன் பதவி விலகிய வதந்தி பொய். The rumor that he resigned is false. I hope you have gained a clear understanding of how relative clauses are utilized to construct complex sentences in Tamil. This structure is essential for connecting ideas seamlessly. Now let us see the conversation which goes between Arun and Aravind. You are advised to watch the flow of the conversation carefully in order to build fluency. அருண், டே கவின், உன்னை பார்த்த உடனே எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது. ஹே கவின், as soon as I saw you, I am very happy. அரவிந்தன், ஆமாம் அருண், நாம் சந்தித்து ரொம்ப நாளாக ஆச்சு. நீ இப்போது என்ன பண்ணுறே? எஸ் அருண், இட் ஹாஸ் பீன் எ லாங் டைம் சின்ஸ் வி met. வாட் ஆர் யூ டூயிங் நவ்? அருண், நான் ஒரு மென்பொருள் நிறுவனத்திலே வேலை செய்கிறேன். ஆனால் நான் வேலை செய்கிற இடம் ரொம்ப தூரமாக இருக்குது. I am working in a software company, but the place where I work is very far. அரவிந்தன், அப்படியா? மணி ஒரு விஷயம் சொன்னான். நீ வெளிநாடு போக போகிறேன்னு கேள்விப்பட்டேன். அது உண்மையா? ஓ, மணி said something. I heard that you are going to abroad. Is it true? அருண், ஆமாம், அடுத்த மாதம் போகிறேன். ஆனால் அங்கே போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி உன்னை பார்க்கணுன்னு நினச்சேன். எஸ், ஐ எம் கோயிங் டு த நெக்ஸ்ட் மந்த், பட் ஐ தாட் தட் ஐ மஸ்ட் see you பிஃபோர் கோயிங் there. அரவிந்தன், ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். நீ அமெரிக்காவில் இருக்கிற உங்கள் அண்ணன் வீட்டுக்கு தான் போகிறியா? வெரி ஹாப்பி. ஆர் யூ கோயிங் டு யுவர் பிரதர்ஸ் ஹவுஸ் ஹூ இஸ் இன் அமெரிக்கா? அருண், ஆமாம், அங்கே போன அப்புறம் உனக்கு தகவல் சொல்கிறேன். நீ வரேன்னு சொன்னியே, அந்த புஸ்தகம் கொண்டு வந்தியா? எஸ், ஆஃப்டர் ஐ கோ தேர் ஐ வில் இன்ஃபார்ம் யூ. யூ செட் தட் யூ வுட் கம். டிட் யூ பிரிங் தட் புக்? அரவிந்தன், மன்னிச்சுக்கோ அருண், நான் படிக்கும்போது என் தம்பி அந்த புத்தகத்தை எடுத்துகிட்டு போயிட்டான். சாரி அருண், while I was reading, my younger brother took that book away. அருண், பரவாயில்லை, நீ படித்த விதம் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்தது. அடுத்த முறை பார்க்கலாம். நோ ப்ராப்ளம். ஐ ரியலி லைக் த வே யூ ஸ்டடிட். See you next time. I trust you have developed a comprehensive understanding of complex sentences using complementizers, postpositions, and relative clauses. These forms are essential for building complex structures that will help you advance your conversational skills and improve your overall fluency. I truly appreciate your prompt and thoughtful responses. Keep watching, keep learning, and keep practicing. நன்றி, வணக்கம், and happy learning. you.